about differential equations. In a field, there are 300 plants of a certain species, all of which can be infected by a particular disease. At time t after the first plant is infected, there are x infected plants. The rate of change of x is proportional to the product of the number of plants infected and the number of plants that are not yet infected. The variables x and t are treated as continuous given by show that. So the first step is to translate the English into mathematics. The rate of change of x means dx dt. So the rate of change of x means the rate of change of x with respect to time. So dx dt is proportional to means equals k times. So get this. And the product of, so we multiply, number of plants infected, which is x, number of plants not yet infected, the total is 300, so x times 300 minus x. Okay, infected, not infected. And now we plug in, to find the k, we plug in the dx dt equals 0.2 and the x equals 1. So x equals 1, dx dt 0.2. So we have 299, divide both sides by 299, we have the value of k. In the simplest fraction, we get this for k. So we can replace the k with 1 over 1495, multiply both sides by 1495, we get what we need to prove. Now the next part is to use partial fractions, solve the differential equation t in terms of a single logarithm. So from the original equation here, we have to separate the variables. We have to make everything with x on one side, everything with t on the other side. So you can just multiply both sides by dt over x times 300 minus x times 1495, because you can cancel out. On the left you have only 1 over x times 300 minus x dx, and on the right you cancel out, you have 1 over 1495 dt. Okay, so we have separated the variables, everything with x on the left, everything with t on the right. Now we're gonna need to do partial fractions decomposition for the left hand side here. So for the partial fractions, we need to identify the forms we have to use. This is a simple linear, so we use something over x, something over 300 minus x. Now you can multiply both sides by the denominator, so on the left you have only the numerator 1, and on the right, when you multiply, you cancel out, so you have a times 300 minus x, and from the second term you multiply, cancel out, you have b times x. So we have this equation now. To find the values of a and b quickly, we have to use the zeros of the factors here. The zeros means the value of x that makes this whole thing go to 0. So we plug in 300. On the left there's nothing to plug in. On the right, when you plug in 300, you're gonna get 0, and here you plug in 300, so you get the value of b. And to find the value of a, just plug in x equals 0, because this becomes 0, and we get the value of a. Now that we have the a and the b, we're gonna replace the left hand side. So here we replace the left hand side with 1 over 300 over x plus 1 over 300 over 300 minus x. So the left hand side becomes this. We can integrate everything. So the integral is, for 1 over x we get ln x, 1 over 300 minus x, we get ln 300 minus x divided by minus 1, because the derivative of the denominator here is minus 1. Okay, we don't do that here because the derivative of x is just 1, so there's no need. And on the right, this is just a number, so just the integral of a number is that number times t. Alright, now we have the general solution after integrating. Now to find the value of c, we plug in the x and the t value. We replace the x with 1, the t with 0, and 1 is 0, so we only have, this is minus 1 over 300, this is ln 299, and this is 0, so we have the value of c. So now we use this value of c and we get the particular solution because we know the c value. The c is this, and question is to express t in terms something in one logarithm. So from here you can maybe get rid of the fractions. You multiply by 300 times 149, so when you multiply here you cancel out, so you have 1495 ln x, and when you multiply here you cancel out, you get minus 1495 ln 300 minus x, and here when you multiply you cancel out, so you get 300t, and here you multiply, cancel out, you get minus 1495 ln 299. Okay, now we subtract both sides. We subtract both sides by, we add both sides by this guy, so we move it to the left basically. So we have plus 1495 ln 299 on the left. Now we simplify, we can factorize 1495, 1495, 1495, so we still have ln x minus ln plus ln, and now we can combine the ln, so subtraction becomes division, addition becomes multiplication. So basically we multiply x times 299 divided by 300 minus x. That's the rule in logarithm. So now we have something in one simple logarithm. Divide both sides by 300 and we get the final answer. This is in one single logarithm, so this is the final answer. Alright, I'll see you again next time.